Hi, if you're happy living on autopilot, chasing other people's expectations, and ignoring the deep things that matter most to you, then this might not be your channel. But if you long to live aligned with what truly matters and your eternal purpose, then you're in the right place. My name's Tracy. I'm a counsellor, a coach, and a recovering control freak. And I'm wondering, have you ever found yourself saying that you believe something, but living in a way that tells a different story? Well, you're in good company. And I hope that you got loads of value from the Threshold series. And I've decided to swing back around this idea of becoming more aware of beliefs that are sabotaging our best efforts in life, because I've had so many conversations with women around this topic. You see, me too. Me too. I'm in the same boat. I would often say, I trust God with my future. I do. But if you looked at my life, like really got an inside look at my life, it didn't always reflect that belief. My life had become a high control environment before I made the decision to move to Bali. It was slowly suffocating my faith and draining my passion for life, even the things that I once loved. I found myself caught in relationships and habits that kept me stuck in this cycle of striving and performance. And deep down, I knew that this was not what God had for me. It wasn't that I didn't believe, it was that part of me believed, but there was another part that didn't. I came across this scripture at a time when I was really struggling with this tension between my faith and my reality, and the struggle was very real. Like saying I trusted God to provide for my needs, but then I would lie awake at night calculating bills and deadlines, or praying for peace, yet checking my phone every 5 minutes, waiting for that email or text to resolve a situation. And when I read this passage and I heard my own voice in the Father's word, you'll find it in Mark 9:23-24, where a desperate father brings his suffering son to Jesus, saying, "If you can do anything, take pity on us and help us." And Jesus responds, "If I can help, everything is possible for one who believes." Immediately the father blurts out, I do believe, Jesus. Help me overcome my unbelief." I feel like this is one of the most honest prayers in the Bible because it holds the tension that we all feel. We can believe and still have parts of our heart, our mind, and our story that don't align yet. And here's the good news. There is no judgment in Jesus, only compassion. He gets us. He gets that tension, the tension that we live in. And he met the Father in his gap between belief and unbelief, and he'll meet us in our gap as well. Now, psychology calls these limiting beliefs patterns that are often formed through early experiences, repeated disappointments, and even spiritual misunderstandings. Here's what research shows. Our brain builds schemas, and these schemas are like little mental maps that tell us what's safe, what's possible, what's true. And according to Dr. Jeffrey Young's schema theory, these are deep-rooted patterns developed in childhood or adolescence that influence how we see ourselves, others, how we see our world. And once these schemas, these mental maps are formed, they actually shape our automatic thought, our emotional reactions, and our behaviors. Schema therapy works by first identifying the core patterns, then challenging and reshaping them through new, healthier experiences and beliefs. When life events reinforce our schemas, they become automatic and deeply embedded in our neural pathways. So you can consciously believe that God is faithful while still unconsciously living from a map that says, I have to protect myself because no one else will. Now, as we work through the next few sessions, the next few episodes, I want you to notice what stirs in you. Maybe there's some resistance, or maybe there's a moment of relief where you finally get to put words to something that you've been carrying around for a long time. Recognize these tensions as the first steps towards change. And it opens the door for God to meet you in that space. This isn't about shaming yourself. It's about gaining clarity so you can take your next step forward with intention. Now, the first step to reclaiming your inner authority is to actually name the conflict. Ask yourself, what do I say I believe, but live as if I don't? Over this next week, I'd love you to develop your self-awareness and complete a little belief audit. You can do it in your journal, write it down, pop it into your phone, in your notes. I want you to write down 3 things that you say you believe. For example, I believe God will provide. But do I still panic over finances and hold on to every cent? What about I believe I am worthy of rest? But do I constantly say yes and fill my schedule while I'm so exhausted? Do you say, I believe I don't have to do it all myself, but do you resist asking for help because you don't want to inconvenience anyone? I want you to make these personal to your everyday lives as a woman, navigating work, family, friendships, and faith. And then under each one of those 3, I want you to dot point some actions in your life that align, that support that belief, and the ones that don't. And then pray the Father's prayer over those gaps. I believe, Lord, but help my unbelief. Show me the gap between my belief and my unbelief. Lord, I believe, but help my unbelief. Pay attention to yourself through the day and notice those moments where your actions start to pull you away from what you say you believe. When you catch it, pause, not to judge or shame yourself, but to simply see it for what it is. Just notice it. Awareness is the first step towards choosing something different. Now, in the next episode, we'll cover the stories we tell ourselves and how to rewrite the old scripts that keep us stuck. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss it. And why not follow us on socials for encouragement and tools to help you live aligned with what truly matters? You'll find us anywhere at Coach Aligned. We'd love to hear from you. What's one belief that you want to live more fully aligned with? Why don't you share it in the comments so we can encourage one another? And remember, Jesus never shamed the Father for his unbelief. He met them there, and he'll meet you there too. So till next time, I'll see you later.